Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and I'm going to keep working on these builders to build the mock stuff. So in the last episode we did this one, which was the extension builder, which is the methods. Now we're actually going to do the we did the happy path there, the mock builder, which I don't even know what we have yet. Rock tests, that's that. So I think we want to do next is the expectations builders. So we're going to do internal static class. We need to say internal static void build indented text writer, and what do we do here? We take the mock information, sort set, and that one. Okay. I might turn this into more of an OO design later, maybe, I don't know. The method, member identifiers, because they have to be passed by reference stuff. I don't know. We will see. But for now, I'm just doing it as procedural. Okay, so what I need to build here is something like this. And then we would do ... like so. Okay, so we're going to take kind of what we've been doing already a little bit, you know, because why not cheat? So we're going to say internal static class expectations of extensions. Boom. Then we're going to say writer dot indent minus minus writer right line. Okay. So now we need to say here if information methods dot length is greater than 0, then we're going to use method expectations extension builder build using the writer information namespaces and ref member identifier, because that's going to take care of that. Then we need to say if information constructors. Now this is something I was thinking about this morning. Is you need to have at least one, because you have to do this one. Okay. And so what I'm thinking is, let's actually take this and make a constructors builder. I had to think for a second. Is that really what I want to do? Because we take that, then it builds all the methods. We take that. We should have this build. Sorry, I have to think for a second, because I don't think in the mock information constructors get mockable constructors. Okay. And this makes no concern about whether you are an interface or not. The point is that we always have to have one of these. Okay. But we might have one of these that isn't actually based on a constructor that's given to us. So, how do we want to do this? I think the right way to do this is to say, give it to, yeah, but when we do this one, we just say for all the methods. Why is that barking? Oh, it's because I have 2 of them right now. That's why. How could I fool this? I think I have an idea. Because if I go like to, for each, let's just say we have the case for each of our constructor in information constructors, because those are just method symbols. Okay. And a constructor will have parameters Okay. Because if we don't have any, well, we still got to create the actual mock. Okay. And so that way we can basically say, well, we need to have here in this is we need to have the parameters that would show up here. Those would actually show up as parameters here when we create whatever type we're about to create. And it's going to return an instance of that. So what we could pass in is just a list of the parameters and the mock, the type to mock. Okay. So I think what I just said here is we want to pass in, what is that? That's constructor parameters. What is that? Is a immutable array of parameter symbol. Okay. So we're going to change this to being an immutable array of parameter, parameter symbol. Calls parameters. And then we need a type symbol, type to mock. Okay. We're actually going to move this here. Not there. There. Okay. We're going to push that down. Okay, and we're going to eventually fix up all the things here. Okay? Because what we really want is something like this. Get rid of that. Okay. So what we want to say here is else we're going to call expect. Oh wait, I didn't. Yeah, this has to be that. And then we're going to call this build, passing in the writer, a type to mock, which is on information, type to mock, and an immutable array of parameter symbol empty. Namespaces, ref member. Do I need that? I don't think I do. Yeah, so we're going to, hold on. We're going to do this. You guessed good, good. And we're going to clean that up the same way. Whoops, like that. Okay. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to say you generate it based on constructor parameters. That's it. That is it. And then here, yeah, we already did that. So we're going to say writer.write line. There's no async here, is there? Oh, there is. Oh, God. Oh, no. I should probably do it asynchronously, but let's just stick with this way for now. Okay. So what we want to write here, come on, go away. Internal static, and then if I remember right, didn't we figure this one out before? We just want to say the name of the type to mock name instance. This expectations of type to mock. Come on. Type to mock name self. And then yeah, we need to do where we're getting all the parameters except if there aren't any. So far, instance parameters, is equal to string.join of that. We always have to have that. But now here's where I want to just say, you actually are going to literally pass in the values. So if I looked at my method builder, I kind of do that because I want to, did I? Oh, come on. You can do better than that. So we're going to say string.join. Let's push this forward a little bit more because I don't know what my rule is on that. Okay, so we say here parameters, select. You don't know what link is. Fine. So then we include that as before, except now we don't say arg. We just want to say the type's name and then the value. So we take that off and we take that off and we get the name. Okay, so now that does that and that does that. And then we need one more. There. Okay, so that actually takes care of the instance parameters. So we put that in here. Okay. So that writes that line. Okay, now we need to say writer write line is going to be almost kind of the same thing as the instance parameters, except we don't need to say here, we're going to do a little bit different. Rock instance parameters equals, because we don't need to capture the thingy and the stuff. So what we need to say here is just self. Okay. And then we're going to just select where we don't need to do this. We just need to say, in fact, we don't even need this. We just need the name. That's it. Okay. Do you see? Do you see? Why do you think that's messed up? Oh, because I don't have a, yeah. Okay. So now we need to come back up here and do all this, except I'm going to pass that in. Self D. And now we say here, type to mock name. And again, generics are going to mess this up, but we'll come back to that later. Okay. And then we need to say, instead of here, we need to put in the rock instance parameters. Okay. And then we need to do two more. We need to capture this because we need those for verification later. But that is not anything. Now I just say return mock. And that's done. So now we have a way to build all the constructors. Okay. Close that. Close that. Method expectation, don't need that. Except here now we say expectations, and now we fake it out. So we can always build one. If there was one that had just no parameters, that will be captured by the first one because it will be in that one. Okay. That's it. Well, that's it for that and that. Okay. Now I'm going to build this. I'm going to pass it to the actual thing that's going to build the mock. So that is mock builder. Okay. Internal static. Create builder. And the reason why I'm calling it that is because there is, you know, the rock create builder. This is eventually going to call our thing that's going to do all this stuff. This is just going to build the rock type. So we're going to have an internal static void build of an indented text writer, and then yes, we're going to need all the information. And here, yeah, I forgot it. Damn it. I forgot that as I'm building well, no, that's okay. That's okay. I thought as I'm going to be building the extension methods for each member that I also had to generate the one down below because those numbers needed to match. But as long as I do them in the same order, that's going to be fine. So this doesn't actually need a member identifier. We just need to make sure that we're doing them in the right order. Okay, so now we come back up. Nope, not that one. It's going to need that. Okay. Because I'm picky. Okay. So we do that, we build that, and then we need to say here mock. And then we outdent. Yep. Okay. And now the mock create builder needs for mock tests. We're going to need all this eventually. I should have written down, how do I get this? I think it was just the name, or was it to display string? I can't remember. Again, I should have taken a note. Because we had this here. Oh well, I could watch the I guess I could watch the video again and go, when did Jason have the insight? Okay, so here we're going to need to say, let's split the screen here. One of the cases where this is actually helpful. Except I don't know how to jump between the two. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Writer.write line. Except I need to say here, information type to mock name. Okay, and then I need to say writer, the right line. Oh, I want to indent it first. Writer.indent plus plus. And then we're going to say writer indent minus minus. Because here I need to say right line information type to mock name iMock. And that actually comes from rocks, so that's okay. Okay, and then we indented back out, so now we just need to write a line here to say, and then we need that. And we're eventually going to have to close it off at some point. Okay, now here we're going to say indent, and then we're going to say backup. Backup! Writer.write line. All of that. Because of reasons, then that's good. Okay, now we need to put in all of the constructors. Except these are not the same. It's going to be similar to the constructor builder that we had in here, except we want to call this mock constructor builder. And what does this do? Good thing you asked. What this does is it builds it with an indented text writer. Except what we want is this. Do we need it to be public? Maybe. We have to pass in the expectations. But what would blah, 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 blah. what we would also need is, let's say we had one that had like an int a. Okay, now we need to have here base of a doing that, and then we want that. Okay, so there are two cases. We're going to need the type to mock because we have that here. And then we need the parameters because we need to do det, and then we're also going to need to say, we're going to have to be a little smarter here. We're going to have to make sure that we're passing in, we need to have that, maybe those, and then these are just the base instance parameters. Okay, since I'm here, I might as well do this. Instance parameters, this would be expectations. We're going to call this expectations. And we've already added these. I guess I can make the optimization later to not do this here because we already would have done it in another builder, and just save a little bit of time. Yeah. God, I hope I remember all the things I want to optimize. Make another, I don't know here. Optimizations. Don't always add to namespace set if you know you've already captured the namespace somewhere else in the builders. No reason to keep doing it if you know you do. We'll do that later. Here's one that I thought of as I was driving around this morning running some errands, which is the expectations dictionary uses a string as the key. What if we just use the parameter position 1, 0, 1, etc. as the key? Is there an advantage to using dictionary of int blah over dictionary string blah? Okay, and this is something I'm going to probably do when I finish this one up. I got to run some more errands today. And when I come back, I'm going to do a quick benchmark test on this. I don't know if the dictionary type inlines or even immutable dictionary, because I think it should be an immutable dictionary that comes in. So it shouldn't, you know, and actually optimizations / to-dos. The dictionary type in the mock should use immutable types. Okay. Because you don't want it to, like, if you look at this right now, and I come back to rock tests, oh, it is. Okay. So does the, if I say immutable, it really is technically immutable dictionary over immutable dictionary. Well, you think it would be, because if, for one, the string has to have at least a char, maybe some other overhead to it, whereas an int is just an int. And does it fast path to say, well, get hash code on an int is the int. There's no reason to call get hash code on it. So does it fast path to say, if you're giving me an actual int as the dictionary key, then I don't even call get hash code. That is the hash that I'm going to be using. I don't know. I can look at the source code. But I'm kind of curious just to run a quick benchmark test on that to say, would it really truly be even a little bit faster? You know, because we should not do that. Though it's funny. Oh, it's not necessarily it's in the expectations. So if I'm doing something like make sure I capture a coding example like that. Okay. Because that could just be 0. We know that that's the 0th one. Just do 0. And then I also want to put one other thing in here as well. The method property on, and it's on the handler. It's the on handler information could arguably be a action of, whatever, or it would never be a func, because we're just saying you wanted to do something within the method itself, except if you also, it could be a func rather than a delegate, which would get rid of a cast. Because then here you could just say, oh, I know it's an action event, don't cast it here. And so this, instead of being a delegate, would say, you'd have to pass in the right thing. You'd still have to do a cast here. But if I say, well, the handler, I forgot if I have a, that's right. That's right. That's what you do is so it wouldn't be an action. It would just be a func. Okay. Which would simplify some things, because what that is saying is it's the, with the method adornments, that's what you actually use to set the return value. If you have one, this is only saying, hey, when you call the method, I'm going to let you know that the method is being called. If you wanted to change the return value, you should have done it in the method adornments. Okay. But again, this would get rid of a cast here because we know it would be an action of int because there's only one value. Okay. So I want to maybe work on those two off camera. And then this afternoon, I'm probably going to do one more episode to continue working on this stuff. Does any of this build? Whether it passes or not is a different story. Does any of it build? Because I want to at least commit it if it builds, which, honestly, with the way it's done right now with the branch, if anybody grabs it right now, it's, kind of meh. So, all right, I will commit this current work, and when I get back this afternoon, I'll hopefully do 1 or 2 more episodes. So, thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.